Okay, please listen up. Everyone should have the 2 documents that you should have picked up in the front of the room. We are completing this because this is AP Comparative Week, and we don't have time on the backside. So,
they're the same thing.
Well, then your peers mix them up. So look, put a little effort and figure it out. 8th period, man. Desmond, stop talking to David. David, stop talking to Desmond. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, someone put Iranian in top plus. Confusing.
It's wild.
I'm
glad you figured it out.
Yeah, I got it.
Your homework is to complete these assignments ASAP. You do not have any essays tonight. This is your responsibility. Let's knock it out. Here we go. Iranian is where we're going to start. Okay, of course, who is the most powerful figure in Iran? There you go. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Only 2 supreme leaders in history. He has the final say in all state affairs. And it's a life appointment. Okay, so who puts the supreme leader in power? Who elects him? Assembly of Experts. There you go. Okay, it is 88 seats. They choose and oversee the supreme leader. It's made up of religious clerics, and experts. They serve 8 years. It is important when we talk about the Assembly of Experts, we are talking about the appointment. They appoint the supreme leader, and they also serve and advise. All right, underneath Assembly of Experts, we're going to put Supreme Court. The head judiciary. Is appointed by Supreme Leader. Not independent. Used to enforce punishments for Supreme Leader. Okay, getting back to Supreme Leader. He controls 3 major things: the armed forces, media, and the head judiciary. Who does most of the bidding of the Supreme Leader? Guardian Council. $12 members. 6 chosen by Parliament / MAJLIS, and 6 chosen by Supreme Leader. They interpret and determine if laws passed by MAJLIS are in line with Sharia law. They approve all candidates by vetting. All right, on the top over here, we have the president. Okay, it is the second highest position. In Iran. They run the state. And overview over not overview. Oversee. Thank you, my love. Oversee Parliament's work. Underneath the president, you have the cabinet. $22 members appointed by president. Underneath that, you have the expenditure, council, it is 39 members. They mediate disputes between MAGLIS and Guardian Council. Underneath them, you have a very long one. Islamic, Consultative, Assembly, / Parliament, / MAJLIS. 290 members. Elected every 4 years. Draft and pass legislation to the Guardian Council. To approve. Then pass to Supreme Leader. The people of Iran. There are 5 boxes. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leadership Council. Judicial. Executive. Elected by the people. And legislative. Okay, we do have a couple things that we do need to add before we get going. Okay, so here, I'm going to draw an arrow here, and they approve the laws. It's important you know that it passes Parliament and goes to the Guardian Council. Okay, you need to know that the Guardian Council, they do the bidding. Of the Guardian Council, of the Supreme Leader. There you go. Alright. Leadership Council is going to be green for me. Your colors can match or not, I don't care. That is the Assembly of Experts. That is your Supreme Leader. That is your Guardian Council. Does anyone have an extra box of crayons around them? Hello? Look around. Mr. Clark, just ask someone for a different color. They have extras. They are not using all of their crayons. Guardian Council. Thank you, Emerson. Okay, Judicial is orange. That is your Supreme Court, of course. Then you have your executive. For me, that's yellow. That is the president and the cabinet. Then, for me, the legislative, I'm skipping elected for the moment, is the Expenditure Council. And the Islamic Consultative Assembly, also known as Parliament, also known as that. Perfect. For me, the elected by the people is going to be purple. Of course, I'm going to color in the people of Iran. And the people of Iran vote for 2 things. They vote for the Islamic Consultative, also known as Parliament, and they also vote for the president. There you go. What? Sure, David. Do you? There you go. That's what it looks like. All right. take out your phone and take a picture of that. Do you not do anything in your other classes? Well, then you have plenty of time to do my stuff. How do you not do anything in your other classes? Huh? No, I'm not ducking my head. You can make it work. And remember, you're the one complaining about doing it in the first place. All right, here we go. We are going to go to England, so grab your England sheet. This is what England looks like. Do you have anything you'd like to say about that one? Aw, how exciting. Here we go. England. So, at the top, you have the king / queen. Okay. The boxes in this one's a little weird because the English system is a little weird. So, do as I'm asking. There's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Please and thank you. Okay, over here we're going to write a big box, but we're just going to start the box. We're not going to draw it all the way down. Okay, and we're going to call that the Privy Council. Inside the Privy Council box, so a box inside of a box, we're going to start with Prime Minister. Is the leader of the majority party. Elected by the House of Commons. No term limits. But can be voted out. With vote, no confidence. Or no longer majority. Okay. Directly underneath that, you're going to write cabinet. Okay, it is 15 members. Okay. Chosen by PM. Who is PM? Oh, you guys are so smart. Hold on, I'm looking for my best version of this. That's my best version. Very influential. Okay, would we call the would you call U.S. cabinet super influential? No. In England, it's super influential. Okay, listen, watch where I'm drawing the line. So the Privy Council, that box that you already started, is going to go to where you started cabinet. See the line for cabinet? Cut it off. So, okay. So what is the Privy Council? Sort of. Not all of it, though. They influence the sovereign. Who is the sovereign? Yeah, the king or the queen. The sovereign's decisions and play a role in executive branch decisions. Government officials and private citizens. Okay, so What government official is absolutely in the Privy Council? Prime Minister, guys. It's literally the whole thing is in the box. Now, some members of the cabinet are in the Privy Council, but not all of them, which is why some of it's in the box and some of it's out of the box. There are also other members of the Privy Council that are not in government. They're private citizens. Okay? That's why. Now, underneath Prime Minister, you are going to write out House of Commons. Why would we put the House of Commons underneath the Prime Minister? They elect the Prime Minister. Okay. They are elected by the people. They are responsible for crafting laws and voting for PM. No birthright. Needed. Okay. Done. Okay. Over here, we have Supreme Court. Okay. The rule of the land is common law. Where everything is based on precedent. Supreme Court was created in 2015. New or old? New. There you go. All right. Underneath Supreme Court, House of Lords. Okay. This is where things get a little weird. Okay, we're going to have a box inside a box. Yep. Life peers. There's 214 of them. They are appointed by the monarch. But serve only their lifetime. So when they die, what do their kids do? No! Nothing! That's it. They get nothing. Then you have another box. They're called spiritual lords. There's 26 of them. They are the archbishops of England. The King of England is the leader of what church? Yeah, well, we call it Anglican. The Church of England is what they call it. They have 26 subdivisions, and each of the archbishops get to have a place. All right, and then finally, in your final box within a box, you have hereditary. These are the people. These are the people from the aristocracy who get their position from birth. you need to know that there are 3 different ways to get a seat inside the House. Underneath, right, these. There is no official count / limit to the House of Lords. Okay, how many senators do we have? 100, okay? You can't put more senators in there unless you add a state. Okay, so it has to be a constitutional amendment to add a state. Then we get a state, then you get 2 more senators. In House of Lords, if the king tomorrow decides he wants to grant a life peer, he can do it tomorrow and no one asks a thing. There's no a specific number. I think right now, I think I read this morning, it's like 715 total people. It's just a bunch of hereditary life peers and stuff like that. Something like that. Don't write it down though. That's why it's not on the paper. Here we go. You need to know we have the people. Put a box around it. Okay, this is where England gets Englandy. Here we go. So, the king or queen, because we had a queen for 80 years, okay, they give permission for an uncodified constitution. So, the king and queen allow an uncodified constitution to create a government in their name. That uncodified constitution creates a House of Commons, creates a House of Lords, and the Supreme Court. So, the king and queen allow an uncodified constitution to create a government in their name. So, what is an uncodified constitution? There is no single authoritative document that creates the powers and functions of the British government, of the UK government. Let's do UK government because I'm not supposed to write British. Okay, it is a collection of documents, statutes, and political practices that have evolved over time. Pros: flexible. Cons: very few checks. Okay, you need 3 little boxes. 1, 2, 3. You have legislative, judicial, and executive. Okay, so my legislative branch is going to be purple. Okay, your legislative branch is in 2 places, so make sure you look before you start just coloring. It is obviously the House of Commons. Okay. And it is also the House of Lords. But that's over here, so keep that in mind. Okay. My judicial is going to be orange. And that is, of course, your Supreme Court. And then you have your executive branch. The executive branch is also a little weird, so please take a look. Okay, it is not the Privy Council, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Cabinet and the Prime Minister. So just color those. Do not color in Privy Council. Okay, so that is yours. Now, I'm going to use a yellow color and color in my Privy Council. It is really important that you understand that the Prime Minister is part of the Privy Council. They have a direct influence over the now King of England. But it's a lot of other people. It's a bunch of other lords and stuff. And it's also a bunch of private citizens, a couple really successful businessmen and women. And let's be honest, it's men. I think there's like one chick on the thing. Okay? You know, higher echelons of government. Am I right? So, you have the Privy Council. It is absolutely the Prime Minister. A bunch of the cabinets in it, but not all of the cabinets in it, which is why they're not all in there. Okay, wow, I'm going to take a blue color. So, the really cute thing that I actually really like about the way the British talk about their government is that they talk about the British government is only in power because of two things. Because the king and queen allow the government to exist in the form in which they have it, and because the people allow it to exist. So they believe that the government exists because of two groups of people. And who are those two groups of people? The king and the people. It is also important that you know that the people only vote for one part of their government. And what is it? House of Commons. That is the only thing they vote for. Everything else is decided for them. All right. Flip it over. I'm looking for it. I'm not being dramatic. Put it somewhere and I haven't found it yet. Story of my damn life today. Are you kidding me? That's my Iranian one. This is the story of my day. Ah, got it. Here we go. Take out your phone. I'm going to leave it here, but I would take a picture of it just in case you don't finish, right? There you go. Okay, you have the remainder of class to finish both of your back. If you don't finish in class, it's obviously not that big of a deal, but it needs to be done. Everyone's clear? They're due on Canvas, yeah? Hello? Perfect. No, because Canvas on my side won't let me upload photos. And I spent way too long trying. So. I want it done. That's why you have no other homework, yes. What?
Is that the Iranian?
Yes. Stay out of the projection, though. Okay, you should have it on your phone because I need to get to my computer. So I'm changing it. Nice.